Right, so in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Yuka Mini. We've got Freddie who's going to help us hopefully with the review. But I want to just start by saying that this robot lawnmower was sent to us by Mammotion to review, and there is an affiliate link in the description below. However, all opinions in this video are my own, and all the features I'm going to talk about relate specifically to the type of lawn I've got, because I know you see a lot of these robots being reviewed on quite big spaces on absolute, monster lawns. However, I've got like what you would class as maybe an average UK garden and really an average UK lawn. So hopefully by the end of today's video, you'll kind of have a bit of an idea as hopefully by the end of today's video, you'll have some sort of idea as to whether something like the Yuka Mini is perfect for you. So in terms of how it works, it's really straightforward. You can see we've got this RTK thing over there. It's like a little antenna, and what it does is it uses GPS signals to sort of help the Yuka to navigate around the lawn, just making sure that the actual mowing pattern is really specific. And it's just meaning that you're not going to have to put any of those kind of like perimeter cables that you used to have to put out for any sort of old school robot lawnmowers. But it's not just the RTK that helps it to navigate. It's also these cameras you can see at the front. And they're really useful because when you get any sort of GPS blind spots, it's those cameras that help it to continue to navigate around your space, even if it drops that signal. And in a garden like mine, where you've got this monstrous high fence at the side and this tall garage, getting a GPS signal can be quite tricky, and I learned that with the original Uber. However, with this machine and those cameras and that RTK, gets round with relative ease, to be honest. And setting all this up only took around about 15 minutes or so, just positioning everything and getting it to work. Probably had like no issue really with getting a signal with the RTK. And something else that was really easy to set up too was the app. And really it's the small things that are easy to set up that make this product, worthwhile really, because if you have any technical issues, then it can become like a bit of a nightmare, a bit of a headache, and it can put you off from sort of wanting to use something like this. But you can see that the positioning is showing as good, which is boss. If you can just start the mowing straight away, but if you go right into this now, there's quite a few different options. So you obviously got mow down at the bottom. If I was to click on that, it selects the actual area that we've got in front of us, and you can see if you just bring it in close there, we've got the lines too, and that's just really the pattern at which it's going to cut your lawn. If we just change that ever so slightly, we can go to the settings, we can go to the cutting path, we can customize it so we can actually change the angle, or I like this feature where you can sort of set it to go random every time, so that way it's not just cutting in the same sort of pattern across your space, it's alternating. And especially if you've got a creeping grass like bent grass or fescue, cutting in different directions helps to prune the plant just that little bit better. However, I like it cutting at a nice 90 degrees. That's just my personal preference, so I'll leave that as it is like that. And you can see it tells you there the size of your lawn, which this size of lawn is slightly bigger than that, but I'll talk about the perimeter part a little bit later and how long it's roughly going to take. And you can see the paths it's going to go with. It'll do the centre first, it'll do the outsides afterwards as well. We also have manual mowing down at the bottom, so you can kind of use this a little bit like a remote control car. So we just get to leave its bay over there now. I can just like drive it around as if it's like a remote control car, and I do have it set to the slowest speed. And the reason why I've done that is the simple fact that the slower it goes, the more gentle it's going to be on the lawn, especially when it comes to things like turning. You don't churn up your lawn too much, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. You can even, if you are that kind of person, select manual mowing, agree to all the stuff. You're not selling kidneys, nothing like that, and you can actually cut your lawn by hand sitting here, which is, if I do say so myself, pretty wild. I'm not sure how many people are going to use this particular feature, but yeah, they might do. And it's even got a front-facing camera as well, so you can see me there filming the video. And yeah, different bits. You've got like your map, you can see the stuff we've got in front of us there, but also you've got task areas. Obviously I only have the one task area, but you can set this up to cut in loads of different places. The only reason why I've not actually done that myself is because all the 4 lawns I've got are at different elevations. We've got this one up at the top, this one at the bottom with the border down there with a bit of a drop, and then there's 2 at the front, one of them has a gate to get through. So not really perfect, that feature for my spaces, but if you've got quite a massive area in your garden, or you've got multiple different lawns you can get it to, it does have that, so you can set multiple different mowing zones and get different schedules for each of them. Can't showcase that off myself, but it is something that I can do. And one thing that I think is really cool is that you can actually get it to map the space for you rather than having to do it yourself. So what I'm going to do just quickly is go to the settings. I'm going to delete the map, which has worked really well for me for the past 4 weeks. So I've deleted the map. And then what I'm going to do is click on create map. And this is actually pretty boss, is the fact that you can click start mapping area. There we go. But you've got two methods. So you've got the manual mapping, where you can actually follow the Yuka from behind to actually map out the perimeter, or you can select auto mapping, and what it'll literally do is just map the space. It is in auto mapping mode now. You can see that it's just cracking on. It knows where the corners are, knows where the edges are, getting nice and close to them without falling off the lawn bordering, which is pretty ideal. And it does look a little bit scary at times. You think, right, he's going to go flying here, but he doesn't. And again, it comes back to that ease of use. If something's difficult to use, you're not going to use it. Whereas if it's just doing it for you like this, you know, when companies send me things to review and it's like this, it's quite an easy job, because I actually think it's boss. Not even saying that. And if you don't even use the affiliate link, I couldn't care less, because just having this myself is enough for me, really. And boosh, it's done. So it says there the task area is complete. We're going to click on save, and there we go. You can see it looks pretty much exactly the same as what we had before. And what I can select now is just to get it to mow. And happy days. Click on all, confirm. It'll check everything's all good to go. Hit next, and you can literally just relax. Now, you don't have to do it all manually, like setting it off to go. You can set like a schedule. However, because I'm a bit of a sado, I like to get home from work, set it to go, get a Pepsi Max, maybe even a coffee, decaf if it's later on in the day, and just sit on the bench over there and watch it like a bit of a weirdo. But if you don't want to do that, you can literally just set a schedule for it to mow whenever you think it's going to be ideal. And really, the more you mow, the thicker your lawn's going to become. And this is always just going to be wild too, watching exactly where it's mowing. You can see me over there. Yeah, the FPS isn't amazing, but you know, we're not playing a game here now. We're literally just watching the mower do its thing. Now, this mower does come with loads of different features, like lots of which I've mentioned already. However, what I think is really the best feature, in my opinion, is the wheels. Now you can see as it turns, I've got it set to quite a slow speed, but these wheels, you can see the part that's in contact with the grass, it's quite tall. And on a massive lawn, you can get away with having some scuff marks around the edges. However, on a lawn this size, you can't really afford to have any imperfections, because any imperfection is going to stand out. We do have some patches over here. This has got nothing to do with the Yuka, and it's got everything to do with the lawn kind of dying back over the winter. Don't judge the Yuka for that, it's absolutely fine. It does do some turns over on this side of the lawn, and you can see it's looking absolutely superb. That's from the dog wee. But yeah, the wheels, cracking feature. Those two back wheels, they drive the thing, and underneath it's got two wheels that literally just roll. They're sort of soft on the lawn, so you're not going to get any damage from those. And again, another feature that Mammotion don't shout about a lot, but what I think is probably the most valuable feature, in my opinion. It's not really a feature, but it's the noise. If we just listen to it for a moment, you can tell that it's really quiet. When you're in the house with the, let's say I'm in the kitchen there with the door open, I can't even hear it. Sometimes I come out, like I said, and sit over there with a Pepsi Max and just like to listen to it nicking the, you know, the grass blades. But the motor inside is really quiet. If you're in a neighbour's garden, you wouldn't be able to hear that at all. And I think, you know, if you've got a massive garden, it doesn't really matter how large your lawnmower is. Whereas where I am now, we've got neighbours there, loads of neighbours at the back. And I'm coming out and cutting my lawns on a regular basis, and they don't want to be disturbed by me every 2 seconds. This guy just keeps everything nice and quiet. They would never even know he's out here mowing the grass. And all those things are great, you know, all those features, the noise, the wheels, yeah, that's fine. But really, for any mower, the most important thing really is the cutting quality. This lawn is a lawn that I'm just allowing to thicken itself up this year. I've obviously did the odd little patch over there as an experiment, but the more you cut a lawn, the thicker it's going to become. If I just get in right over the top of the sward now, because this is the real test of a quality sward, when you get right in over it and it's looking really dense like this, that's a sign that the grass is working for you. Because like any plant, the more you cut it, the more you prune it, the thicker and the denser it's going to become. So what I will do is I'll just stop them for a second by pressing that up at the top. If I just lift up the machine so you can see what we're working with, you can see that we have a rotating disc here with these what look like razor blades, and that's going to be the most important thing to give yourself a really clean cut. And this is just an example of the type of clippings that it's taken off. You can see they're absolutely minuscule, and that is vital. I'll explain exactly why. Whenever you cut your grass, you need that blade to be sharp, because the sharper it is, the less damage it's going to do to the sward. But if you're cutting as regularly as what I do, and I've been setting this Yuka off pretty much every day, bar the odd day for the past month now, then because of that frequency, you're taking off a minuscule piece of grass, and the only way to do that cleanly is to use a really sharp blade, which, you know, that's got and more. And when it cuts off those little tiny pieces, you'll notice that none of them are being collected. They're all just falling down to the sward below. And to get a healthy lawn, mulching your grass that way is beneficial, because those tiny pieces of grass, the organic matter, they contain really good nutrients which are going to break down and then, you know, feed the soil again. It's like recycling those nutrients back into the soil. But they also contain moisture too, and with the weather we've had in the UK over the past, 4 to 6 weeks, where it's been extremely dry, recycling as much of that moisture into the soil as you can, rather than just cutting your lawn, bagging it and chucking it away. I know some people might be curious about the battery life, and really I can only speak about how it's been for me. On a lawn this small, battery life for this machine is absolutely no issue. It doesn't even drop by like 10%, not even close, with one cut of the lawn, which is ideal. And then obviously just parks back in its bay, charges back up. And there is obstacle avoidance too, so if I stand right in front of it, well, fingers crossed it doesn't mow me down. But there you go, you can see it changes direction. And with us having a dog, Freddie has a tendency to sit on the lawn whilst you're trying to cut it. And I'll show a clip on screen now when I had the cylinder on that top lawn the other week, and he literally was just refusing to move. So the Yuka will do the same. He's not going to mow your dog down or your cat, don't worry about that. I might bark at it every so often, but Freddie's completely fearless when it comes to machines. Now, there are a few features that I've not been able to show in today's video, but I will mention them. Things like it has, perimeter mowing, where what it'll do is, if let's say you've got flags over there and it's a completely flat surface, it'll run along the flags, so it'll be half flags, half grass, just to make sure it actually cuts the edges. But with us having stones, and with there being quite a dip on this side, and also you can see with the lawn edging over there, it's not really ideal to get it to do that, because for one thing, this side is going to fall off and that side it might be a little bit not quite balanced, and I don't want to damage nicking any of the blades or the system underneath and damaging it that way by risking it going over those. But it does have that if your lawn goes right up to your patio edge. But really what I think is most important in this review is my honest opinion. Now, I know that Mammotion sent us this for free, and I know there's an affiliate link in the bottom, but I never would have agreed to make this video without being able to share exactly what I think. And I'll be truthfully honest, when I was sent this, the aim was to set it up for maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks max, see how it gets on, and then get back to cutting with the cylinder mower. However, it's been roughly a month or so since they sent this machine, and it's doing an amazing job. There's something really satisfying about coming out and watching it cut the grass. And long after this video, I'm absolutely going to be using it. You can see on the top of this, you can change the height of cut, so you can go as high as sort of 60 millimeters there, down to 20 millimeters, and I've got it set to 20 at the lowest height. And really, for a lawn this size, and with it getting so much shade, keeping a little bit of length in the grass with this grass type is quite beneficial. And the one up at the top, I am cutting with a cylinder mower, and I'm cutting it as low as sort of 10 millimeters at the moment, but this one is thriving and looking great at the height that it's being cut at by the Yuka. So it makes me think, why would I go back to using the cylinder mower if I don't need to? And maybe in a month or two, when the temperatures increase quite a lot and the grass is in much more sort of thriving periods of growth, then I might get the cylinder back out. But for now, I'm absolutely going to be using it. And if you're someone who's well into lawn care and you love coming out and cutting your lawn all the time, this little machine, it might not be for you, it might not be perfect. However, if you're someone who works quite long hours or has some quite big commitments, like you might have kids, there might be someone you're taking care of and things like that, then little machine like this might come in really handy. We've got a baby on the way at the moment, due in September, and I don't think this time next year I'm going to be out half as much cutting the grass and maintaining the lawn compared to what I'm doing at the moment. But will I be getting this Yuka on and setting it to go nearly every day from sort of mid-April till September? 100%, because there's going to be weeks where I'll be swept off my feet. I'll have absolutely no time, and that's where a machine like this comes in useful, because that's really what it's for. We've also got to remember too that there are people out there who have, you know, physical impairments or disabilities who really want a nice lawn and might pay someone a fortune to come out and cut it every 2 weeks or every week in the summer. And yeah, this is a massive upfront cost, but for those kinds of people, I can see the benefit, because it's going to help them to get the lawn that they want without having to get out and, you know, cut the lawn themselves, because really, this fella's just going to do it for you. So there is an affiliate link in the description below if you'd like to go and check the thing out in a little bit more detail or pick one up for yourself. If you do pick one up, it supports the channel, but literally do not feel any pressure to. This might have seemed like a sales pitch to some people, and it really wasn't. And it just shows you how far robot mowers have come over the past few years. The fact that something like this is as good as what it is. And just before I do sign off, you might wonder about the edges. These are looking a little bit scraggly today. The only thing I do have to do is get on and trim them with the strimmer. However, that's only really something I've been doing. Well, I'll be honest with you, I've done it once. I've done it once in a month, which probably isn't enough. Maybe every 2 weeks when we get to the height of summer, maybe once a week. That just takes about 2-3 minutes to whiz around the entire perimeter and trim those up. So thanks for watching today's video. I'm sure this isn't going to be the last time you see this little fella knocking about on this channel, because genuinely I do think he's boss. And if you have enjoyed the video, or if you have liked it, feel free to drop a like down below. You might want to pick one of these up for yourself, so this might be a bit of research. You might just be interested to see how far kind of these robot mowers have come in the past few years, and hopefully that way you found it useful or interesting too. Subscribe if you haven't already. I do have an Instagram, the link is in the description below. I've got a TikTok, it's Novice Gardener Official. And yeah, if you want to follow along with any more sort of garden tips, lawn tips, this used to be a massive patch of soil, and now we've got what almost seems to be a thriving garden, and there's still more to come, then yeah, follow along with all of that. Finally, thanks for watching.